Hey, what's going on, guys? It's you know who, the girl Car here. I will be drinking a Smirnoff Ice.
Alex, I have white wine after drinking my margarita thing and more wine.
I'm Kelsey. I have my usual wine. I'm not sure if I'll be drinking it or not. So I'm a little, woo, you know.
I don't know how to pronounce the name of my wine. Dog.
Skog the Bloodthirsty. This could be a new Viking.
So we will be talking about sea silk tonight. Do you guys know anything about sea silk or have ever heard of it?
No.
I mean, like vaguely.
Do you know what you've learned about it?
I don't know if I specifically learned that much about it. Honestly, I know that it like comes from sea organisms instead of silkworms, and that's like about the limit. I don't even think I know what specific animals it comes from.
Okay. I will educate you.
I'm
So
assuming some kind of either a gastropod or a bivalve would be my guess.
this is sea silk right here. What is sea silk exactly? It's also known as byssus, which is
Oh, like abyssal thread.
byssus, if obviously Kelsey knows what it is, but everybody else, it's a bundle of filaments secreted by many species of like mollusks, right?
Bivalves. Yeah,
Yeah.
mollusks are bivalves. I was guessing either gastropods or bivalves, but abyssal thread is what bivalves use to attach to the rocks at the bottom of the ocean to like hold on.
It's known as an extremely fine and rare, like valuable fabric, and it's obviously comes from the long filaments of byssus, and it's secreted by a gland in the foot of the pen shells, in particular Pinna nobilis, if you know what that is.
What is, repeat that?
Pinna nobilis.
Sounds like a wine.
It's primarily produced in the Mediterranean, and it's been mentioned on the Rosetta Stone.
Any abyssal thread, or is it from a very specific clam species?
All I know is that it's used from byssus specifically. There's only I'll tell you, get to this in a minute. It's mentioned 45 times in the Old Testament, and it's also been used in to make robes for King Solomon and the bracelets of Nefertiti, or I'm sorry, Nefertiti. And it's been used by many higher up individuals throughout time, and it's been used for thousands and thousands of years. So, anyone know this one? This woman?
That woman? I'm supposed to know who that random woman is.
You never know. You know, you might see a photo and you'd be like, oh, wait, I've seen this person before.
Oh, that's Bertha, my old friend from band camp.
This is Chiara Vigo. She is the last known woman to make sea silk.
Nobody makes it anymore?
No, it's because she'll go into it, but she said that byssus is the soul of the sea and it's sacred.
Valid.
She's also said, oh wait, your faces are in the way. I gotta move it. I weave for outcasts, the poor, and people in need. So she doesn't actually weave for money. She gives it out to people who either seek her help or people who really need it and like not desire it, but just like.
Is this someone who's still alive?
As far as I know, the articles that were written about her were from 2015, so pretty recently. And she plans on giving it to her daughter, this skill. It's just that her daughter is kind of away at school from what I've read, and I don't know if she is 100% into it, but she's learned this skill from her grandmother from a very young age and has continued on throughout her life learning it.
I'm sorry, I'm just imagining being like the last person alive who knows this trade and having like this shithead teenager who's like, I don't wanna. It's like this dying art in your culture. You're literally the last person on earth, and wait, you have a fucking teenager.
I just remember finding out about this and talking to my friend and just being like, oh, I'll take her place. Like, I'll go over there and learn how to friggin' knit.
Why does she only have to teach her daughter? Like, why wouldn't you, if you're the last person, like, do
I think it's because it's like family. I think it's because it's family tradition. I'll go into it later, but
Yeah,
it's
I was
kind
gonna.
of
Sorry.
sorry. It's kind of known that anyone who's tried to profit off of this, and usually people, as soon as they know how to actually work it and use it and stuff, every time they try to profit off of it, something bad happens.
Yeah, I was gonna say like I could get wanting to continuate like the ancient family. But like worst case, like if my kid really didn't want to use it, I'd be like, who wants to learn it? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I would do like close family or friends or like if it needs to come
I'd
then.
start like branching out in the family, and then like absolute worst case, like teach classes. Who wants to learn?
She does teach classes on the side, but I don't know if it's specifically for business, but I know she's been weaving for her whole life. Another quote she has, part of it is something bad has happened to people who wanted to manufacture business on a large scale. So how is it made? I obviously talked about the long silky filaments from business. So it's secreted from a gland and of the pen shells, and it's used to attach themselves to the seabed. She dives for this herself. I think she uses local ferries or local individuals who take her out on boats and stuff, but around 100 dives equals 30 grams of strands. So she uses a scalpel to take off the threads from the pinna nobilis, and then she uses those threads. She cleans, spins, and weaves the threads into sea silk. Bizai, or filaments, are spun and treated with lemon juice, and then a lot of people have said they can't even believe once they put it on her, and then or when they put once they put it on the person and like pretty much shine it in the light, it almost like becomes golden. It becomes this like golden like color. It's like absolutely gorgeous, and it's like has like an extraordinary light to it.
Does she like a dive with a tank or free dive? Do you know?
I think she free dives.
I know a lot of people like who collect pearls and stuff and other like ancient trades like that free dive for it.
I remember she said she started diving with her grandmother when she was very young. Wait. So her father died when she was 8, and her mother was an obstetrician who mostly worked away from home. So much of her time she was pretty much looked after her grandmother, and it was her grandmother who taught her the art of working and embroidering with business. So she learned pretty young. So according to Vigo, the skill was brought to where she's from by Princess Bernice, great-granddaughter of the biblical Herod the Great, during the second half of the 1st century. Her family remains Jewish, unlike many others in southern Italy and Sardinia, who converted to Christianity long ago, but continued to set a table for the Sabbath on Friday evenings while in the 20th century without knowing why. They consider her the last remnant of a combination of Jewish and Phoenician religious practices that was once far more widespread in the Mediterranean. And I do know there was a large Jewish population in Greece as well. I think they were driven out either by the Ottoman Empire. I think it may have been a combination of the Ottoman Empire as well as World War II and all of the the unrest that was going on in Greece at that time. So this is her. She, I believe, prays every morning to the sea, even though she is Jewish. So she does believe in a higher power, especially when it comes to the sea. So after that, at sunset, I go with her to a deserted cove where she prays twice a day. You have to be respectful to the place you live in. You are just passing by. These places are here to stay, and the sea has its own soul, and you have to ask for permission to get a piece of it. Her chant that she usually does, it mixes ancient Sardinian dialect and Hebrew, and pretty much echoes off the rock. I pray for what has been and what will be. And she hopes to leave something to her daughter, but she doesn't really know what she's going to leave behind. So far, all we know is that she's the last person to actually know the ancient ways of how to weave this stuff. My secrets may die with me, but the silk of the sea will live on.
I love that.
And my sources. I was reading off a lot of them. I think one of the articles in here, I can't remember which one, but it was BBC. So that was my very quick slide.
Interesting. Did not know about stuff at all.
It just sucks that she's like the last person alive.
I know what abyssal thread is, and that all this time had no clue that people made silk out of it.
Yeah, look her up. She's actually really cool. I think she's still alive. I'm not 100% sure though.
Well, she's not alive. I hope she taught someone.
Yeah. I know a lot of women who go over there for like infertility and stuff like that. They just pretty much are just like they ask her for help. and just be like, I want a child, or just, she'll even embroider things on like what is it? Baptism dresses, like the white dress to put babies in. She'll do that kind of stuff, but she never gets paid for it.
I want her to teach me the sea silk.
I know we should go over there, Kelsey. Just make a trip.
I'll carry on her tradition that her shithead teenage daughter doesn't care about.
All right, guys, this has been Drunk College. I tell you guys about sea silk, and I hope you learned a little bit about it. Kelsey, do you have anything you'd like to say?
Oh, do I have to come up with a new threat every episode now?
This one, I don't know how you would come up with a threat though. I mean, maybe like strangle someone.
That's what I was gonna say. If you don't subscribe, I'll strangle you with it.
All right, you heard the woman. Anything else about Alex? Would you like to say anything?
No.
No.
I don't have a thing.
All right, bye guys.
Bye. I need a thing.